Hey everyone, I just have one question.
Have you been scammed online?
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 Have you ever been scammed online?
Have you been scammed online? Because I swear in the past couple of weeks here, it feels like I know at least 20 different international fraud lawyers at this point.
Hi there, my name is Kate, and I want to share my story with you today.
I like rusty spoons.
I don't want to sound like a broken record all the time, always talking about AI, but it just feels like with how popular it's getting after VO3 dropped, just how much it's being used in our daily lives at this point, I can't really get away from it. Without exaggerating, every 2 to 3 posts that I scroll down, I start seeing recovery scams. Every 2 posts, I'll see one, every 3 posts sometimes. It feels like I'm seeing these posts more than I'm seeing anyone else post online.
Here I'm just showing a quick snippet of me scrolling down, just to show that it's no exaggeration. It's actually every 2 to 3 posts. However, this was on its worst day. It's usually not this bad. I do have my info redacted, but you can still see all of the different pages here. I'm not going to even cover out the names of those pages. They're still up at this point.
And the part that I don't get is I haven't really been scammed since the days of when I played RuneScape a lot and I was younger, you know. I got tricked into a stat changer, but that was so many years ago that I don't know why I'm getting these recovery scams. And if you're not sure what it is, recovery scams are essentially when someone was scammed already, they'll get contacted by someone trying to recover their funds, they'll have you pay a price for that, just a scummy way that people take people's desperation to scam them a second time. So yeah, these posts are almost as regular as just seeing anyone else post at this point, and they're all promoted pages as well. So it's pretty obvious that some of the pages are made by the same person or group.
I looked at the procedures on how these ads are reviewed, and as you can see right here, it shows that they're automatically looked through an AI detection. The algorithm's not strong at all because they go right through. The only way to get a human to look at these posts is to actually report it ourselves, and then they'll get a manual review. However, these posts are still up, and I wouldn't be surprised if any people are reporting them. And even when they're caught, a lot of times they aren't taken down.
Although it's not directly due to the recovery scammers we see today, Facebook still has a long history of failing to protect users with privacy. Back in 2019, the company was hit with a $5 billion fine by the U.S. Federal Trade Commission for violating privacy settlements, where they misled users about how data is shared. And now in 2025, Meta's investors are forcing an $8 billion settlement after, again, claiming that Meta failed to comply with privacy laws. Just note that these fines that Facebook or Meta has been paying are to have been considered some of the biggest penalties at the time. For now, I think the best that we can do is just report and hope that some action's taken, but Facebook makes around $60 billion a year after deductions, so these fines are honestly just a slap on the wrist for them. I don't really see them having much of a reason to work on these issues when they're being fined so little versus how much they make. I'll add in a link to the description box, but you can check the ad database for yourself. Just put in some keywords, you can see how many scams there are that are active and how long that they've been running, along with how much they spend on advertising.
So in relation to how rampant the scams are on Facebook, here's a good one. So over 50 pages from more than 20 different scammers were impersonating local transportation services, which spanned over 40 different Spanish cities. They got almost 1 million clicks within half a year and made over 500 ads because Facebook's scam detection is just not strong. So the scam was offering a year of free travel due to the 30th anniversary at the company they were impersonating. There was no anniversary, it was all fake, but there was a link that they shared to register online on that external site is where they would fish for bank details and credit card and debit card information. Now, the first article states that most, or at least a huge chunk of these pages and advertisements were removed within a day. However, this article I saw a week later states that out of 58 reports to these pages, 93% were still active over a week later. And these posts don't only go against Meta's TOS, they go against the Digital Service Act, the Consumer Protection Act. They've been fined multiple times for it. And it seems to me that it's too little fines that they get for how much they make, because otherwise there would be an incentive for them to buffen up their security.
Because We see this all the time, and we can't really get away from it. I think that one of the best things you could do is use uBlock Origin with Firefox or Brave browser, just something that has an ad blocker to it. It feels like back then, when you'd see something sponsored, even if it could be annoying, you know it's legit. But at this point, every time I see something that's sponsored, I assume that it's a scam just ahead of time. That's all I really have for the video. If you liked it, thank you. If not, it's all good. Have a good rest of your day and take care.